Hey guys, what's going on? Cameron here with the Lawn Care Life in Mowssouri. Just getting everything kind of loaded up and ready to roll. I just got back from the 2023 National Farm Machinery Show. Had a whole lot of fun, man. It was a blast. I was able to take the family. Unfortunately, when you go to the Equip Expo, they don't want kids there, so you have to be like, I think it's 12 and over to even get into the show. Like, they won't let kids under 12 even inside. So unfortunate, but thankfully the National Farm Machinery Show allows kids of any age, man. We had an 18-month-old and a 4-year-old, and they had a good time. You know, it's hard for kids that age, that young, but we tried to make the most of it, and my wife was battling with the kids the whole time, but we tried to make the most of it and go as a family. I was going to be gone for 3 days, so if I can take the family along and they can be with me, you know, those 3 days instead of back home, then we were going to do that. So that's what we ended up doing. But this morning, man, I'm rolling out. So yesterday I went and did 5 estimates. I ended up closing, or I should say I ended up getting 3 no's out of those 5 estimates, and that's a good thing, man. If you're getting more than 50% of your estimates that you send out, if you're landing more than 50% of those estimates, you're probably bidding too low, you know. I've been doing this a long time, 20 years. I don't have anything figured out yet, but I'm learning every day. Every year is a little different depending on, you know, your business, the economy, the way gas prices are, or equipment prices. So you're constantly trying to adjust and constantly trying to tweak your business into you know, so you can be more profitable every year. And it's been man, it's been a challenge for a lot of guys. This area, we're not in like a high income area, so it's kind of tough to navigate through all that. We're not in an area where there's a lot of disposable income, so money's tight with a lot of our customers. So we try to help them out, but at the same time, we got to continue to be more profitable every year so that we can grow the business and we can you know, get to where we want to be. But no, going back to the estimates, 3 no's, and I got 2 down on the books for today. Actually 3. I take that back. I have 1 from last week that I bid on, and we're going to be doing that one today too. So 3 jobs. Not sure how much I'll be able to film. One's just a quick, easy job picking up some mulched up leaves. Had a customer call me. They have a billy goat walk behind vac. I think that's what it's called. Pretty neat. I've never really seen one in action. I know the big cities and other areas that use them. They say they work really well, but I've just never seen one here in our area, like, ever. So it was pretty neat to see that. Billy goat self-propelled vacuum. The leaves are wet and damp. We've gotten a whole lot of rain, snow, sleet, so everything's a little soggy. You can't really get equipment out on the lawn. Like I've been telling these customers that have called, I said, you know, in years past I may have been able to mulch these up, but since it's so late in the season and we had all that snow and sleet and rain over the last month or 2, the ground's saturated and it's almost impossible to mulch those leaves right now. So we have to, if we're doing any leaf cleanup at all, we have to suck those leaves up. You try to explain the process to the customer, and man, some customers just don't understand what goes into a leaf cleanup job. I mean, we literally will take our box truck over there with our leaf, with our Ventrac and leaf plow and our backpack blowers. We'll blow the leaves up in a pile like you guys have seen. We use the Ventrac to push that pile to the curb. And a lot of times, at least these estimates that I've been getting calls on the last few days, it's been on properties where the backyard is really small, fenced in, and they have really tiny gates. So it's real hard to get your equipment through those gates. And on top of that, it's hard to get all those leaves from the backyard into that one little gate on the side of the yard in order to get those leaves pushed from the back of the property up to the front and up to the curb. So it's a little challenging, it's time consuming. Customers really don't think about that. They don't think about the whole process. So I try to walk them through the whole process and tell them exactly how we're going to clean up their leaves. You know, we bring the box truck with the Ventrac and the plow and the blowers, blow the leaves up, push them to the curb. Then after we have all the leaves pushed to the curb, that's just part of the process. Then we have to go to the shop, switch out trucks, bring the ton truck, which I'm driving today, and the dump trailer with the leaf vac. Then we got to go to the customer's property, suck up the leaves, and then we're still not done, man. Then we got to haul them off. So if you guys have a dump fee in your area, you got to pay the dump fee, or in our case, we don't necessarily have an actual dump fee, although it takes time to dump the leaves, and it takes you know, fuel and just a lot of work to go down to our shop where we dump the leaves. So we don't have to go to like a landfill or a certain area where they charge you $50 to dump it, but at the same time, we're using fuel, we're using time, we're using labor to do all those things, you know, wear and tear on your equipment. So you got to take that into consideration as well when you're doing any type of leaf removal. You're disposing of the leaves, and when you do, you have to have some type of fee added into that to recover those costs to dump the material. So anyways, the customer a lot of times don't understand that, right? So try to convey that over to the customer, but sometimes they just don't get it. So it is what it is. But if you're landing all the jobs that you bid on, you know you're probably bidding too cheap. So increase your prices a little bit to where you're getting about half of those jobs, or maybe even less than half of those jobs that you bid on. But enough talking, man. I'm cruising to town. I'm gonna get started on the first job, get that one knocked out, and let's see what we can get done today. So that first job wasn't too bad, knocked it out in about 38 minutes. And the only thing on that property was, under all those shredded up leaves, mulched up leaves, there was a lot of pine needles, which I didn't think there were any pine needles under there. It was a surprise to me, and I was digging under there with the rake, and I found a lot of pine needles, which is fine. But at the same time, it took me longer than it should have, because a lot of those pine needles have been sitting there a while, and we've been getting a lot of rain here, so they were damp and they were wet and a little heavy to pick up and haul off. But it only took me 38 minutes total. Now, if it would have been a bigger pile and it would have doubled my time and took me a lot longer, then it would have been an issue, and we would have been going back to the customer saying, hey, you told me this was just a pile of shredded up leaves, mulched up leaves. We didn't know we were going to get into picking up a whole bunch of your pine needles too. So if you're doing a cleanup job like that, be sure to look through the pile, kick it around, use a rake to move the debris around a little bit and see what's under there, man. There could have been sticks under there. That would have been a whole new ball game, you know, trying to get the leaves cleaned out from underneath the sticks and get the sticks out of there. So it is what it is. We got it knocked out. But anyways, just something to think about if you're out there running a lawn care business and you're bidding those jobs. You want to know exactly what you're bidding the job on. You know, instead of leaves, it was leaves and pine needles. But it is what it is. We got it done. Rolling up here. Gonna knock out this next job, and yeah, we'll see how it goes.
This is a different kind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a different kind.
I do. I'm over here kicking it around.
Okay. Yeah, this is a different kind. It's pretty.
All right, guys, just knocked out job number 2. Had a lot of pampas grass that we cut down and piled in the front of the trailer here. The customer actually helped me out on the entire job. So it's a lady that I've been taking care of for probably 4 or 5 years, maybe even longer than that. But the last 4 or 5 years, I have helped her out, and I have trimmed her grass for her. So every year she'll call me and say, Cameron, it's time to trim that grass. Can you come over and knock it out? And I usually do it towards the end of February, 1st of March. So we got that knocked out today. It's a nice sunny day here in Mowssouri. So all that's piled up here in the front. Now to job number 3. So in this one, we got these crepe myrtles we have to trim down. She doesn't like them trimmed really far down, but she's really particular the way she wants them trimmed. You guys probably have some customers like that, but there's one over there that I just showed you, and then there are 4 right here, and I trim them down the same time every single year. So here are the 4, and then the biggest project is all these gumballs from this sweet gum tree. Ton of gumballs over here, and I refuse to mow a lawn when it has all these gumballs, because they'll get into your belts, they'll get into your pulleys, they'll throw a belt off, and they'll cause a whole lot of problems. So I'm gonna get the Husqvarna 580 BTS Mark III blower. I'm gonna get that out, blow the gumballs around a little bit, clean this yard up. So the customer's probably going to come out here a little later. She's one of those that likes to help as well. I have some really great customers. They're awesome. They'll come out and chit chat. They'll come out and help out. They'll come out and ask how the family's doing. And man, you can't beat the customers. Some of these customers that I have, they're just awesome. So she may sneak out here in a little bit, so you may see her on the camera, but I'm gonna set this camera up and get started here. Got a lot of gumballs down here to scoop up and throw in the square barrel. And I always use a scoop shovel to do that. A little quicker than using the rake and trying to rake it in and half of it falling out. So I'm going to lift this dump trailer up a little bit. There's a little tool tray under here and it has my scoop shovel in it. So there we go. So my remote to the dump trailer is right inside of there. We'll just ease it up a little bit here. And hopefully it's in here. Oh man, look at that. You always put your tools back where they go. I have a pitchfork, hard rake. Oh man, regular rake. But guess what? No scoop shovel. So yeah, no scoop shovel. You're supposed to put your tools back where they belong, Cameron. I know. I don't know when the last time I used that thing, but apparently I didn't put it back where it's supposed to go. So I'm gonna be stuck with using the good old rake to clean up all these gumballs. So this square barrel that I'm using works really well. It's real durable and it holds up. It's got these big loop handles on it, so you can drag it around, pick it up, carry it around. You just don't want to put a whole bunch of soil in there or a whole bunch of rock, because this thing is it's pretty heavy. Alright, got all the gumballs picked up. That's quite a few gumballs from this one tree. But now they'll be out of the way. Won't have to worry about the mower hitting them. It's like every year I'll do a job, I'll run into some gumballs, and one will get like stuck up between the pulley and the belt on the mowers. First thing that happens is the pulley starts vibrating like crazy with that belt kind of hopping over it, and you gotta shut the machine down. Sometimes it may take an hour just to get that thing out of there. I've got them out of there in like 5 minutes, and I've spent like an hour before trying to get a gumball out of the pulley. So if we can eliminate that as much as we can, that's what we'll do. Man, these things are tall. So she only wants like, I don't know, probably take off a foot in places, maybe 2 or 3 in other places. They're way up there. I gotta get the ladder out. And I'll get the steel combi system with the hedge trimmer on there. I think it's a KM130R steel with the hedge trimmer. Works really well for trimming these up. Now that may not look like much, but man, that was a lot of work. So do I just manhandle it and grab it, take it in there, or do I try to fit it in the square barrel? I say we just grab it, carry it to the dump trailer. So I got one more to go, man. And it looks like it's a big one. I do these every year. But last year, for whatever reason, she didn't want me to do this one over here. Whew, it's tall and it's wide. This is gonna be a fun one. Alright guys, so when I started this morning, trailer was completely empty. Now we got a whole lot of debris in there. Check it out, just one day at work and got it pretty full. So that's it for today, man. I'm about to take this truck and trailer down to the shop and dump all this debris before it gets dark. But it's been really warm today. Nice day to get outside and start in with a little bit of cleanup, spring cleanup, before we get really busy doing all the mowing. So I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll catch you in the next one, man. Have a good day, and as always, hey, God provides.